studied in this place or you studied outside? And your subject was electronics. And you seem to have done okay. What's your GPA is 9.01?
Right.
In class 10, he had a
You're already working as an assistant engineer. You're already working as an assistant engineer.
No, sir, I am assistant manager at JK Bank.
At a JK Bank, okay. Assistant manager. Don't you like the job at the bank?
No, it's a wonderful job and it's a very prosperous career. And
You did it through competition?
yes, sir. I qualified it last year.
As a what, banking associate?
No, sir. I am a probationary officer.
Probationary officer?
Right, sir.
Okay.
is what?
Right.
So your hobby is playing cricket. Anything else?
Sir, actually I have been preparing for civil services since 2019. The year and a half.
Other hobbies you have pursued earlier?
So not really, like cricket has always been something I like to do. In my school days, I played at district level. So that is something I've been following since long.
You won Vice Chancellor's Gold Medal
Right.
for your academic study.
Right, so it's academics. It was actually for an all-rounder, but I was also my batch topper.
And you appeared for UPSC
Right.
once.
I have appeared twice. I am again awaiting my results for mains.
So 3 times you qualified for the interview.
No, sir. I qualified for mains twice. Now I am waiting for the mains result, which is expected this week. Right, sir.
Okay, that's great. Okay, now tell me, how is the President of India elected?
So the President of India is elected by an electoral college. So the principle is a single transferable vote via a single ballot system. So sir, what actually happens is there is an electoral college which consists of the elected MPs as well as elected MLAs. So apart from this, there is
What is the value assigned to the votes?
so for MPs, it is the total number of value of votes for all the MLAs divided by the number of elected MPs. And so that is multiplied by 1 by 1,000, sir. As far I can recall, sir.
No, but what about the value of vote of the MLA?
Right, sir.
That's what you are probably mentioning. So that has to be multiplied by 1 by 1,000.
Right.
So, but in the case of the MP, it will be the total number of votes divided by.
You are working with the bank.
Right.
Reasonably good salary.
Right.
Service condition much better. अब यहाँ पुलिस सर्विस में या एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस में पता नहीं कहाँ कहीं. How did you make this choice?
So
When you compare the two,
right.
managerial post or any other thing, and then state service.
So it is like, I believe, sir, since bank is a very good job, I'm not denying it. Sir, but the canvas which I'm getting is for the civil services much wider. And sir, for my also at my personal career level, sir, I think so I see myself better placed in the administration. So that is what I.
How?
Sir, since school days, sir, I was also the head boy in school. In college, sir, I have like led 2 or 3 fests. One of them was the Diksha, I was the head of the board committee for them. So sir, this is something I've always liked in management and event management kind of thing. So that is how sir, and the kind of family background.
What about wearing a uniform?
I'm not, sir, I'm okay with that, sir. It's a wonderful thing, sir. It's an honor.
ये आपका जो सब्जेक्ट है वो
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंजीनियरिंग, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कम्युनिकेशन.
ये कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन नहीं होगा. You are an asset so far as electronics is concerned, and we need that. फिर आप वहाँ से आपने एकदम जंप करके gone into the bank, totally different, unless you are working in the electronics division also. अब वो छोड़ के तो फिर आप यहाँ तहसीलदार बन गए.
Sir, so the background of the background for getting a job in bank was I had appeared in civil service in 2020. I could not get through, but since I was an engineer, so sir, the kind of aptitude needed to crack a bank examination, that was like in my line. And so secondly, I think sir, all of this adds to my experience. Like I communicate with public, I understand how we actually deal with public, how are the kind of expectations they hold with us. So I think so, sir, it's an add-on, sir. And I do not think, sir, that it will be it's like flipping from one place to other, but rather.
You have already appeared 3 times, you could not make it. What's your self-assessment?
Okay, so for the first time, I could not get to prelims by a mark. So sir, that year I was not that well prepared. In the second attempt, sir, I wrote mains. I missed by again 3 marks. So.
Jammu, Kashmir or UP?
No, the UP, I can't remember.
Okay.
And sir, for the third time, I've written it again, so I'm awaiting the result. So sir,
Have you result?
I'm
Where are the results expected?
Sir, this week only, or today or tomorrow.
Just what are the various environment issues of Jammu city?
Right, sir, first and foremost, I think, sir, we are encroaching. Like there is no proper city, the urbanization is not happening as per plan. So that is one issue. The second, I think so, the waste management system is not up to the mark. So sir, littering is all over the city. Third, sir, I would also like to say that, sir, as far as a decade ago, I did not feel that kind of pollution around us as we feel. But sir, in the winters, since 2-3 years actually, I am realizing that pollution levels are going up. You actually feel it the way we do it in Delhi. So that is these 3 issues I think of.
But Uttavi River is highly polluted. It is categorized as one of the highly polluted. So, and what shall be done to improve the health of the river? What can be done to improve the health of the river?
So first and foremost, I think so the requirement is sensitization of the public at the very base. That is how we will. The second is we need to strictly implement these waste management tools. The industries which are throwing chemical and hazardous waste into that. So third is that we need to adopt some modern methods to clear the dump that is already there. And so fourth and foremost, sir, I think so we can have some rules which will act as a deterrent to the people who are doing garbage.
So you are from electronic communication.
Right.
It has got a lot of waste now, e-waste, which we call e-waste.
Right.
Is there? Can we dump this e-waste with the normal solid waste? Should we dump
no,
together?
So that is because many of the electronic components have some poisonous litter that is like actually leaching through it. So sir, that is why the waste segregation rules are very important. And that is why the government of India has also come up with specifically with e-waste rules, which have many other specific rules which relate to e-waste.
How you feel of this electronic communication can be better used to tackle this environmental issue?
Sir, like we said, sir, first and foremost, the waste management is again one thing. So second, we can devise some strategies with some machines which we can use to dig out the dump. And we can also use microprocessor controllers to automatize the working of the machines.
Yeah. Very interesting talking to you. I find lots of positives on your side, especially CGP of 10, CGP of 9 plus, CGP, Vice Chancellor's gold medal, and you already have a job. What next? Why just you don't focus only on the UPSC? I'm sure you just walk into it.
Sir, so I to be very honest, I like to balance the both. Sir, since UPSC is cutthroat competition, the team of the country is competing for it.
Yeah.
So sir, I try to be a pragmatist most. Like I can always do my best. I can be an optimist, sir, but then I have to also be practical.
No, but if you work from 9 to 5 and you still opt for the civil services,
Right.
the time and energy at your disposal would be reduced.
Right. So, but there's another thing, sir. The UPSC and state civil services both require a psychological kind of strength also. So, this is one place I think so. At least I know at the end of the day that I'm not going to die hungry. So this is not what I see with other friends who are actually worried. They feel the pain. I have some my cousins, my brothers, who have appeared for like 7 or 8 years and they could not get through. So the anger, the frustration, that was a lesson for me. So that is why, sir, I always had this in mind. I'll just try.
You are in the Premier Bank of J&K. I'm sure you must be keeping abreast with what is happening in this field. Lately, people have been talking about cryptocurrency.
Right.
What exactly is crypto and why it has gone down
Right.
as an avenue for investment?
Okay, so at a very basic level, so cryptocurrency is basically a decentralized ledger. So what is it, sir? If I want to compare it with a normal currency to explain it, sir, currency is controlled, or I would say regulated by a central bank of each and every country. So cryptocurrency was basically designed, they want freedom, they do not want any kind of regulation. So it was, in the beginning, it was like an asset, like people bought a lot of it, and so there was no regulation and there were no taxes on it as well. So this also had one problem, that people went into speculative buying, and many of the top investors, they took their money, and I can give an example of Elon Musk. So he, in the month of January, he announced that Tesla as a company would be accepting Bitcoin. What happened in March, he refused, and the Bitcoin and the
Bitcoin is a type of
it's a type of cryptocurrency. Ethereum, Bitcoin, these are the type. And so basically now the government India has, and RBI actually, they have been quite attentive to this thing. So what has happened is they came with in this budget 2022, so they came up with the regulation like 30% tax. So that is also the craze for cryptocurrency has suddenly come down.
But there are some people who say that it's actually, they call it currency, but it's not currency, it's a commodity.
Right.
You agree with this viewpoint?
Sir, see, currency actually requires some acceptance in the society.
And support by the government,
Exactly.
sovereign government.
Right, sir. Sir, till the time it is not accepted by the society and support and backed by the government, sir, I do not see it as a currency. I would rather call it a commodity.
So you agree with this viewpoint as a conservative viewpoint?
Sir, I don't think so, sir. It is a conservative viewpoint. I like to differ, sir. Sir, because that is because unless and until there is some regulation, sir, we can see this. We have reports that RBI has stated that it is used for money laundering and such activities. So, sir, I would not call it a currency. It can be dangerous if it is not regulated. So, that is correct.
But you may be aware there is one country which says,
Like El Salvador, if I am not wrong.
thank you, you are well aware.
Okay.
Fundamental rights. What are important fundamental rights and
Right, sir. So the-
among all from 14 to for 12 to 32?
Sir, the part 3 contains the fundamental rights, and if I has to choose one, sir, I would go for Article 32. So that is because the right to constitutional remedies, if that is taken away, the government can like crack down on any of the fundamental rights, and we would not have.
By the government during emergency,
Right, sir.
when national emergency imposed, or in a state the particular national emergency, by the Article 32 can be taken away by the government.
Sorry, I did not get it.
By the government after imposition of national emergency can take away this right, can abrogate Article 32 for the time being or delete it, for the suspend it for the time.
So, okay, so sir, there are two Articles 3 and Article 358 and 359 which deal with this. So sir, it states that until and unless there is an external emergency, the president has the power that he can suspend.
I am talking about national emergency, where national emergency,
Right, sir.
national emergency.
Right.
No. Article 352.
Yes, sir. 352, 358 and 359. Right, sir.
Hmm.
So, sir, the president cannot, the people can approach the Supreme Court.
Part of the
Whether it is
basic
a
structure of the constitution.
this is doctrine of
Right.
Basic structure.
by the Article 32
Right, sir.
can be as per Supreme Court judgments
Right.
or the law
Right.
presently available.
Right,
They has attained that nobody can take away,
right,
but even emergency, external or internal emergency imposed.
right.
Whether it can be taken away, can be, no. Answer is no. 32 right to important article because Supreme Court has to. What about Article 14 and Article 21?
Sir, so the right to Article 14, that also right to equality, and Article 21 also right to life. And
What type of life this Supreme Court judgment and
So the Supreme Court has given various judgments in which has widened the scope of Article 21. Sir, it has included right to clean environment, right to education, right to living with dignity. So they are.
By the right to commit suicide is accepted by, because life, right to die. By the Supreme Court has accepted that right to die is also can be included in Article 21.
Okay, sir, so as far as I can remember, I do not have an accurate information, but I remember there is a Jain practice. I do not recall.
Yeah, that's entirely different. That's entirely different. It's not connected with suicide. Suicide has a different set of triggers. So that's
That is different practice.
That's an
authority of this because he's himself.
No, it's
नहीं, वो लेना है, वो समाधि लेना है, वो that is
that's spiritualism.
that is a spiritualism attaining, और वो अलग अपनी मर्जी से करते हैं, वो बड़ी कम लोग होते हैं, वो ले सकते हैं, वो ordinary man cannot right to commit suicide, mean can die. One, जैसे आपको कई चिट्ठियाँ लिखते हैं कि मुझे मरने की इजाजत दी जाए, लोग लिखते हैं from group of person. आपके पास भी चिट्ठी है कि when you will become somewhere this as a this Tahsildar, Deputy Commissioner, you will find a group of people writing that lowest क्या हमें जल समाधि दे दो. तो ये वाली क्या ये राइट आपको मिल सकता है जहाँ हमें.
As far I understand, sir, I do not think the Supreme Court includes it.
Earlier Supreme Court included right the 309, but after that judgment was reviewed, no, right to die cannot be claimed under Article 21.
Right.
Okay.
What about euthanasia? Do we have a law on this? Is it accepted euthanasia?
It varies.
In India, euthanasia is killing, mercy killing.
That is by invoking Article 142. Some is a body is vegetative state, and then in a particular case, then they say that it is confined to a particular case. When somebody is in vegetative state in a hospital from the right 20 years, and then they ask, but intentional death, like I am referring to somebody commits suicide, or somebody, a group of person asks a village that this government is not supplying particular commodity or not doing justice, and they claim that they have right to die, commit suicide. That is not recognized so far by the Supreme Court. The rapport by
Ratandeep, you are working in Kashmir Bank as an assistant manager. So you know that banking industry, they are facing challenges at this time. What are the major challenges that in India banking sector?
Sir, one major challenge that comes to my mind, first and foremost, is, sir, the transformation towards technology. Sir, banks are taking some time to adopt digital technology. So one is
The structural one, first of all, NPA.
right, sir. This was coming to that.
Isn't it?
Sir, on the operational level, I would say, sir, NPAs are a big issue. And sir, apart from this, sir, we have some problems with the regulations. I would not call them problems with the regulation, but sir, bank frauds are something that people are losing trust with. So these are three, if I had to point out.
What are the measures, in your opinion, what are the measures to be taken so far as the last this challenge is concerned?
Sir, the bank frauds. So sir, RBI has taken various measures now after the various scams such as the Nirav Modi scam or the PNG scam. Sir, first and foremost, what the RBI has done, there is a principle in banking which I understand now. It's like you are sent on a forced leave. So you're not allowed to sit on the same chair beyond a certain point, so that somebody comes and takes over and he goes through your things. So even if something is happening, so somebody pointed out. This is the first thing.
Jammu and Kashmir state is no more now, Jammu Kashmir is a union territory, it's no more a state now. So what's your take on this? Should it go as a union territory? Should you want it to remain as a union territory, or you want it to be converted
restoration of
this
state.
So what I think is that federalism is a very important principle for a diverse country like ours. As a state as big as ours and the challenges we face, I do not support us being a union territory. So that is because, no offense to the central government, But sir, I think so you need local leaders, you need decentralization, you need to take people on board, so that is how we basically a state of this size.
What's the difference between the presidential form of the government and this parliamentary form of the
Yes,
government?
sir. So on a very fundamental level, in a presidential form of government, the executive is not responsible to the legislature. They are not answerable. So whereas in parliamentary form of government, the executive is responsible.
What we have, what we follow in
We
India?
are following the parliamentary.
Where from we have borrowed it?
From where we borrowed it.
Yes.
So from the British or Westminster form of.
Okay. So last question is mine. The Supreme, there is a Supreme Court and there is a Parliament.
Right.
Which one is supreme among the two?
Sir, I would call the Constitution. Sir, ultimately all of these are.
And then between two.
Between the two.
This question is
This question
Supreme
is
Court or
between-
Parliament of India, Supreme Court of India.
Sir,
Between two.
Sir, so I think sir it is comparing apples and oranges. That is because both work in different spheres of the government. But then sir, again, in the legislative sphere, I would call Parliament as supreme. But then again, the Supreme Court has the power to cut it down. Like examples like NGAC.
Yeah, okay.
If you